This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Keep Food Simple. Do you have a busy, hectic lifestyle? Always on the go, too busy to cook, and find yourself eating way too much fast food? Keep Food Simple is a Southern California-based food prep service that offers customized meals for all types. Whether you're a vegan, plant-based, whole food, paleo, gluten-free, keto, whatever it may be, Keep Food Simple has got you covered. It's time to take control of your health, boost your overall energy, and feel great about how you eat. Keep Food Simple offers delivery services in LA, San Bernardino, Orange County, and Riverside County. Orders can be placed at keepfoodsimpleprep.com. That's keepfoodsimpleprep.com. Use promo code Erbe20 for 20% off your first week of meals. All right, guys, let's get into this podcast. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave me a comment, let me know how I'm doing, what more you'd like to hear about. Also, this whole herb session thing can be found on just about any platform now. It's on iTunes, as well as you Android users. It's going to be on SoundCloud. Everything will be linked in the video description. Thanks for listening. Appreciate all the support. Enjoy. Okay, yeah, there it goes. Now we're back. Dude, everything changed on the settings over there.
Wait, no, that looks really good now.
I don't know. I still think it's gonna come out grainy.
Might go back and forth.
I need to get like a legit camera. Like doing it off the phone thing is cool and all, but
It seems like it goes back and forth, like from blurry to clear. Maybe it's just me though.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, looks like we're ready to rock and roll, dude. Welcome back. Cash Money with a K, Cash with a K.
Yep, Cash with a K.
Cash with a K, dude.
Yep.
How you been, brother?
Hey, not too bad. It's great to be back. Yeah, it's now what, summer?
Dude, you've been traveling.
Yep.
Bro, hey, cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers
Cheers to be back.
Yeah.
Utah's a great state. Yeah.
Utah, it's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right. It's growing on me.
Yeah. It's the people. The people are interesting. You know, I'm glad I found you. You know, I would have been alone out there.
Dude,
you know,
likewise. You know what? Everybody is super nice.
Mm-hmm.
I really need to change my narrative on, you know.
Nope, I get the same thing.
Yeah. It's only me. Nobody else cares.
Yeah.
Like Utah people don't care.
Oh, exactly.
Like, yeah, we don't care how you feel.
Yeah.
But before we get in it, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to the channel, like the video. The first person to leave a comment, I will send you some herb merch. So leave a comment, leave a way for me to get a hold of you, and I'll send you some free stuff. You know, I'm trying to get this thing going a little. So whatever I have to
Oh yeah, market, get
pay
out
people,
there.
yeah.
Entice, coerce in there. Yeah. Yeah.
Dude, we're gonna start a game that I've been wanting to do, and the first people to comment on the 2 new words that we use in the show will also get some free merch.
Okay.
But this is how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna open the book, and I'm gonna slide my finger. I'm not gonna look, and you tell me when to stop.
Okay.
All right.
Stop.
And then I'm gonna write down the word.
Hope this isn't a spelling bee.
Oh no, it's right here for you. Okay, I got my word.
All right.
Here's yours.
All right. I'm gonna do the same thing. Tell me when to stop.
So you stop.
Oh.
All right.
All right.
Go ahead and stop.
All right. Oh. Okay.
So you have to say it not intentionally, so they go, "Oh yeah, that's the word."
Okay.
Just like throughout the conversation, if you feel like it'll fit somewhere, put it in there. If not,
Okay.
We'll leave it up to the audience to see if they can figure it out.
Okay. All right. No, that's good. Okay.
Yeah. It could be anything. It could be like, "What's up?"
Mm-hmm.
That could have been my word, but
Yep.
I'll leave it up to the audience to guess, man. It's
All
up
right.
to you guys.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back, dude. You've been traveling. Where have you been?
Yeah, so I just kind of, during the pandemic, I thought, I spent a lot of time working during the pandemic, Still in school. School's online, so I thought, why not just take it, drive a little bit out of California, visit a little bit of Southern California, just visit some friends. Went back home to Tucson, Arizona, where it got a little bit hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've just been, yeah, that's when I left, it was like 110, but now it's still around there, but getting a little wind, just like Utah.
Man. Where were you in SoCal?
Went to like San Diego, Coronado area.
Ooh.
Yeah, we used to go over there all the time summers growing up, so I was like, maybe just do a little pit stop over there.
Dope.
Yep.
You have friends you stayed out there with?
Yep, a lot of my friends, they either went to California, LA area, or Colorado. You know, besides that, not a lot of people moved around from my college. A lot of people stayed in Arizona. But yeah, besides that, I also mentioned to you that I just got back from Chicago, your favorite city. That's what you were mentioning.
Chi-town,
Yeah, dude.
Cheers.
It is a fantastic.
Right?
Fantastic city. Yeah, first time ever been going there. You know, great people.
I haven't met anybody who was out ruthlessly. I don't know the word, but who was rude.
Yeah,
who wasn't kind.
yeah.
Even the hardcore gangsters, like, hey, you have a good day.
No, exactly. I feel like everyone's doing their own thing. If you stick to yourself, you know, they're all going to be nice. You know, everyone's sticking together.
I feel it's like one of the last working class cities.
Yeah.
Next to like Pittsburgh, I think. Like the industrial kind of cities.
Yeah. Okay.
Like people don't really clown on you if you're working. Good for you.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't really matter what industry it is. Yeah. The only problem, you know, I was talking to a lot of the locals, and they say it's just been going down. You know, but a lot of cities are. I feel like that's kind of a trend. But it's sad to see in Chicago, where a lot of people, you know, when you live in from Chicago, I feel like you're a diehard like Chicago.
Yeah, that's one thing. My ex, that's why she moved out of there. Whoops, is because the inflation was so high, it was just difficult to live.
Yep.
And it's cold. Dude.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Went perfect time, honestly. Like clean skies, 80 degrees. It was a really great time.
Yeah, summers are out there. Falls are great. I couldn't live there.
No.
I enjoy visiting.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Did you catch a baseball game? What did you do?
We drove by. We honestly took a little trolley, like a party bus thing. Kind of went around the city, touring. Stopped by the field. It was packed. You know, the games are back. Mm-hmm. We didn't go to a game, but honestly, we just kind of driving by, sightseeing. Visited some friends out there from high school. Met some people out there from college. It was just overall good time. Yeah.
Dope. Did you catch did you go down to the Navy Pier?
No, I didn't go down there. Honestly, I was there for too short of a time. I want to go back.
How long were you there?
3 days.
Oh, that's not enough.
Yeah, not enough.
Need at least a week.
Yeah.
At least a week.
Yeah.
Because you got to do the canal tour, dude.
Yeah, see, I didn't even do that.
Super cool.
Yeah.
It's super cool because apparently when I did the tour, when you decide, say, I want to build a building there on the shore, along the canal, you have to complement all the buildings around you.
Yeah.
Like you can't block them.
Yeah.
So either you put mirrors or you get recreated with your architect. Like you have to be able to see like, oh, that building's behind there or it's next to there.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. They're really into like not obstructing their surrounding buildings. It's really
honestly,
cool.
Now that you mentioned that, my friend had a little balcony area, and you did see the whole city, you know, and it was still condensed, but you're right. I agree.
Yeah, it's cool. Dude, that's cool, man. You've been traveling.
Yeah.
Now you're back.
Yep.
What brings you back?
Honestly, it's time to get back into work for me. Yeah. The girls brought me back. I was like, I have to come back.
My kids were bothering me.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of came back for work, kind of readjusting. I remember last time we were talking, I was really interested in the healthcare system. Obviously, with the pandemic, everything kind of changed.
What happened to you during the pandemic? What were you doing?
I was still doing school. My plan was to work with community health centers before everything kind of got out of whack. I was looking to do healthcare administration with previous physiology and biochemistry background. And so coming back into here, I was like, I wanted to manage. I felt like the administration was kind of lacking in the hospitals. I felt like it was very monetary. We're making money off the patients while not really taking care of them. We're double dipping on the patients, honestly. And so I kind of wanted to come out there and be like, I want to give power back to the patients. And that's what I'm kind of readjusting to now, with just a little bit of computer science, learning languages and Python, and wanting to bring knowledge back to the people. I feel like, we've kind of lost ourselves, who we are, and whatever I can do on an individual basis, I want to bring it back.
Dang, dude, that's dope.
Yeah.
Good
So
for
that's
you,
what I've
man.
been working on. Yeah.
So where are you going back to school at?
Still at the University of Utah.
Okay.
It's I was in the program where business and management, but honestly, 2 months ago I got hit with that tuition bill, and I was like, "Is this worth it?"
Ooh,
I'm
so
taking these classes.
Are you not getting any loans? Are you out of pocket?
I'm out of pocket. I was thinking, that for me personally, I thought, yeah,
Dude, kudos to you, bro.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Oh no, it's very hard. And honestly, when I got that bill, there was a lot to weigh. I was like, should I continue going? Is the material worth it? And I wanted to take a step back. So I'm talking to my advisors and being like, well, let's just readjust, see where things are going in the future and see how you're feeling. Because with, I already have a degree. I know where I want to be with the healthcare system. It's just the jobs you want. You got to have that certificate. You got to have that piece of paper. Even though you're qualified for the job, you got to have the credentials.
Yeah.
And I agree to a point.
Can I ask how much your tuition was?
It was like 17, which isn't bad for a semester.
17,000.
Yeah.
Grand
Mhm.
or 1,700?
17 grand. Yeah.
That's a lot, bro.
I know. And that was with, working there, residency. There was
with all the discounts you could get.
Yeah, a little bit. I could have worked it a little bit harder to get it down, but honestly, when I got that bill, it was more like pay up or leave. And I didn't really like that. It wasn't like, hey, you need to help here. We're going to help you here. It's like, oh, either pay it or you're out.
Or they're going to get somebody who will.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? I don't want to fight with that process because that's how it is, and I agree. But
so how far are you still going to go? Or are you still...
Well, like I mentioned, now I'm like kind of self-teaching myself. I felt like the, curriculum in Utah was teaching me stuff from the 2000s or even 1980s. I was kind of doing case studies on where we're in 2021 now and so much is happening. You could get lost at any direction. If we're still staying back there in curriculum, I feel like we're just going to get timelines pushed back even more. So right now I'm just... self-teaching myself computer sciences to try to get in the healthcare field, more of technical administration, and then see where that leads me.
So do you still have to take, do you still have to be in a school, or are you just like studying then taking the certs?
Yeah, exactly. It's
Gotcha.
more of where I'm in the school, not in any program, but it's continued education where, I can take this class, and those classes do help a lot with learning, coding, whereas procedural, and I feel like I can explain myself to all the.
Dude, this guy's
I know.
Look at what's dude, the sun. I have to get lighting, but let's keep it.
Yeah, should we do a little?
There's nothing I do.
Yeah.
The cloud has covered the sun, my natural light. Folks, sorry. Those who are watching, just enjoy how it's happening.
Yeah, it might pop up.
You can still see me. You can see us.
It's more the information.
That's good.
Yeah.
So, how many certs do you need to get to where you want to be? You already have a degree. What's your degree in?
It's in physiology with an emphasis in biochemistry.
Okay, you already told me, and I'm not paying.
Oh no, you're good. No, you're totally good. But
and you still don't qualify for anything?
See, you do
for a job?
but it's like it's weird. The qualifications. It's like if you don't have this, if you don't have that, you could have all of the credibility in the world, but I feel like policy drives now. So if you don't have that certification and you mess up somewhere, it's the company's fault. And so I don't necessarily think I need them, but I think it would look better if I had them as a competitive look.
Right. How many more do you need?
Probably one or two.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
this could take a year. This is nothing big.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dang, dude.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate. You already have a degree, and they're just not like, all right, we'll take you on, and then we'll pay you to get these certs as an employee, but we'll keep you. I mean, they can even sign a contract like, hey, we're going to keep you for X amount of years after you get your certs, just so they can pay, and you're not in the hole.
Yeah.
For another 17 grand.
I talked to a lot of my friends, and they mentioned that too. It's, if you find a really good company, you really love them, they'll put you through school, just to keep you. So that's another option. I'm still thinking, still young. By 27, I want to have a career that I'm set in stone, really.
Sure.
So right now I just call it my, loading period, where it's like just get all
That's
the knowledge
the
you
20s
can.
are.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Good for
So-
you, man. Yeah, I spent the majority of my whole 20s in school
Yeah.
for 10 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
I said it multiple times. I was in school for 10 years
Yeah.
trying to get where I was at.
No, yeah.
It takes time.
Takes time. A lot of time. And it's a lot of pressure. We mentioned it last time. It's just school is a different world out there. And my cousins are, feeling it too. They're getting out of college and they're thinking, oh, I'm not getting pats on the back anymore. What's happening? And it puts them under a lot of stress.
Yeah, I had that same outcome when I left Loma Linda, where I finished up mine. Shout out to Loma Linda University Medical School.
Ooh, yeah.
And dude, being in that constant rotation of school for 10 years, you get in this weird pattern of, okay, assignments, pass, tests, midterms, finals. All right, pass the class, next class.
Yep, routine.
And then when you get a job, when you're done, you're not on like this weird schedule anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And do you get lost for a minute?
Oh, yeah.
I was really overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Like, dude, what do I do with all this free time?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
What do I do?
Yeah, and that's the weirdest part. You feel like you need to be doing something, whether it's homework or walking, and you can't even. That's why I've been really focusing on this last year's meditation. You take 10 minutes to yourself, and you realize, there's a lot that the world wants to push you to do, but really there's not much to do. Just relax, focus on yourself, what makes you happy, and all that.
Dude, it's a trip, man. I feel for your. I mentioned to a friend, I was like, I feel like they need to have exit therapy.
No, yeah.
Out of college.
Me and my friends, we would talk about that in college all the time. You're constantly going, you're seeing people all the time. You're pretty much a lot of people partying or just be doing a lot of social work, and then they go out and they have no clue who they are.
Yeah.
They're school, they're their friends, they're their social media, but they don't know who they are. And if you don't know, if you think that you're the only one that's feeling that way, you're gonna find yourself in a spiral.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're not alone. I feel like a lot of kids, college kids or young adults. I don't like to call them kids.
Yeah,
they're young adults. They do. They pump out. They got the master's degree, and then all of a sudden, okay, learn how to interact in the real world.
Yeah. And honestly, it's hard. You can tell, when someone's finding it hard to adjust. But
I'm still trying to adjust.
Oh yeah,
I'm still trying to tell myself, like, look, you're good, bro. Like, you have a career.
Yeah.
You can enjoy your life now.
Yeah.
Like, it's yours. Do what you want.
Yeah.
I still struggle with it.
What?
Am I doing enough? Am I?
Yeah. The scariest conversations I've had a lot with my friends recently is they are all saying, they want to be an adult. They want to have the responsibilities or feel stable within their lives or get, money. But I'm thinking, why not stay a kid your whole life? Or even the people who think they're adults, they really are kids. They just don't want to admit it. And I think the only time you really become an adult is when you realize that, your life is for other people, not yourself. But, there's like 5% of the world thinks that way.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very rare for a person to even be like that. Because really, at the end of the day, everybody thinks about themselves.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Like, when you go to sleep, it's your eyes. Like, and
Yeah.
you're like, what do I do tomorrow? And I get what you're saying, though. I think eventually a lot of people hit that in their age where they go, you know what? I've done a lot, everything I wanted to do. Let's help out someone behind me.
Yeah. I used to work with the volunteer group, and we would always, talk about things that would make us happier, and a lot of it focused around, meditation, taking that 10 minutes by myself, or, going on a walk, or just going to a movie, whatever it was. But, and then we started incorporating, let's, when we're feeling like we need to help ourselves, maybe we should go, as silly as it is, but like talk to, a homeless person, or, wave to someone that you haven't waved to, talk to someone that you haven't talked to in a while, kind of outreach your happiness, And that's what we were doing with, mentioning you do social media, which trying to find people's happiness. And
yeah, dude, social media is a nightmare, bro.
It's a war right now. It is crazy.
I get so stressed out when I'm on there.
Yeah.
And I'll go on there just to go like this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm good.
Yep. Looking for that dopamine rush.
Yeah. That weird, like, Okay,
Yeah.
I know what's going on in the
Yeah,
world.
that
No, you
FOMO.
don't, dude. No, you don't.
No, yeah, no one knows, and we're being manipulated left and right.
All the
Yeah,
time, bro.
yeah.
All the time. I can't tell you how many things pop up where I'm like, how do they know? I didn't even say anything out loud.
Yeah,
I was talking to Haruni about, we were talking about this in the last podcast.
Yeah.
He's like, bro, I don't even mention anything. I'll think about something. It's on my phone.
yeah. No, it's
What the hell?
this past year. That's what I was kind of getting into a little on the side projects, was just like how much information is being dumped on people, and how much it's being manipulated to find who they are in order to manipulate their actions.
Yeah.
And it's fun. It's fun.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Well, all your information is being sold constantly without your permission.
Yeah.
And no one's talking about. Oh, I'm sure people are talking about it, but no one's going like, how did they know? I haven't looked at this for over like maybe a month or so. And I'm kind of into it, and all of a sudden it comes back up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, dude.
I mean, they're already talking about one oncology patient, their whole study and everything, their data and everything is worth $15,000 for a hospital, though. Why isn't it for the patient? The patient should know that, and they should be able to auction or sell it off. But underneath it all, they're having auction houses of data, which is crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, talk about like invasion of privacy.
Yeah.
Like, there is no such thing as privacy
Oh,
anymore.
yeah. Well, that's why I think, just put all the information out right there, and then at least see who's accessing it. That's how I like to think of it.
who I would like to know.
Yeah.
Who in their minds going, you know what, Mr. Erbe's data looks pretty interesting. I'll take his.
Yeah, I'll monitor it.
Cash's data looks kind of cool. I'll take Cash
Yeah.
for 50.
No, exactly what's happening. That is exactly what's happening right under our noses, and we don't even know.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
Dude, that's why you gotta get identity theft.
Yeah.
Are you signed up for any?
Oh no, I was kicked off of everything.
Why were you kicked? Oh yeah. Now you brought this up. Like, you were kicked off of all
Well, it was
platforms.
Instagram.
What did you do?
Twitter. So like,
You spoke up.
yeah. Well, I was running with these people. It was like all anonymous, not the group anonymous, but just like a group associated where we're all anonymous accounts, and we would just act as a blockchain. That whole new thing, and we were like a physical blockchain, so we would collect information, send it off, it be validated, and then that information was true, information, like actual validated information rather than manipulated or stuff like that. And then we got a little too far with healthcare, and we were looking at hospital data, not patients, but like record and like how much spending is being where, and where's the money being allocated to, and all this stuff. And then we were getting to social media data, and I think that kind of ticked them off for like, hey, why are people where they're not supposed to be? And so all of a sudden just kind of terminated, and then they sent me an email like, oh, you've been collecting data, you're not supposed to do that. I'm like, wait a second, that's what you're doing to me.
Right.
So
you were collecting data on the data collectors.
yeah, and that's what I thought is going to be a new thing in the future is like pieces of art, original data or original memes. The first person who created that meme, that original file is going to be worth millions. Whereas, it gets copied, pasted, all that stuff. It makes the value go down. But the original piece, so-called, is expensive.
Whoa. How did you figure that out?
Oh,
I don't even know how to figure it out. I don't know if you can talk about it or not, but dude, that's kind of clever.
And so, exactly. And so that one of my...
You want some more, dude?
Oh, yeah, sure, why not?
Dude, help yourself.
Yeah. So, blockchain is a very secure thing for a lot of people, but in order to kind of create a, one that's more accurate, you have to get people or nodes or bots that know what you're trying to do. So there's conspiracy theorists where it's like, oh, this is happening there, but then there's events that actually happened, and the conspiracy is the intention. But if we could find the intention for why they put money here or what they do there, and you data source it, and that you get the original data from it, that is going to be worth a lot if it's right. And so I think we were getting a little right.
You guys
with
were
like
onto
people,
it, huh?
yeah. So
whoa.
But again, I don't even know. I don't know.
That's dope. Dude, that's dope.
But another thing too,
I like it.
The kind of sad thing is my Instagram and Twitter had all these original files for everything, which in the future could have been worth money, but because they're scrubbed, it's like it's like a treasure chest.
Yeah, see that's interesting too, where they're able to go in and be like, hey, we're scrubbing your file, when really those are your original documents, files, videos, pictures, and they go, well, no, sorry.
I mean, imagine if you had a business that had nothing to do with data collection.
Right.
And they could be like, nope, sorry, you're doing too good. It's like, whew.
Bro, they do. YouTube is having that issue right now. YouTube has cracked down. It's not even worth, if you say like one foul language, or now if you put the bleeps in, like
Yeah.
even bleep it out, it has an algorithm where it goes, hey, this video has too much of this. Off you go.
Yeah. And you know,
Dude,
and if you talk,
music,
if you talk against it, you know, if you say, "Oh, that's bad," they're gonna be like, "Oh, then you think that hate, you know, speech is good, then you think that's okay." It's like, no, that's not
group.
Yeah, it's like, no, that's not what I'm about. No, it's just I think it's a bad direction. You know, I think if you want to beat, you know, bad speech or hate speech, you beat it with better speech or more talk. You know, you don't just silence someone. I think that too many interpretations can be made out of that, and it's always going to be bad.
Well, I think what it's coming down to is really the youth, the children.
Mm-hmm.
I think adults are pretty savvy. I'm like, if they want to get manipulated,
yeah, you're right.
You're an adult. That's your choice. But I think what they're really worried about is the influence of kids. And there was those videos for a while where the lady would pop up and tell the kid to like, oh, you should go take your life. And,
oh, yeah.
And these kids were
that was
taking their
crazy.
life. So I think that's what they're being held accountable for that.
Mm.
And so now it's not fun anymore.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. They should be monitoring.
Oh,
that kind of
definitely.
stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But, lighten up on the music rights. Like, come on, dude.
I know.
It's
crazy. You know, you'll have a great video and then just 10 seconds, someone will monetize it for them. And it's like, wow.
Yep.
There
You'll have
you
some
go.
copyrighted video and they'll say, well, we're either going to take it down or you're not going to, get any money from your YouTube channel. We're going to hold it. It's
and
like,
honestly,
who are you, dude?
Exactly. And I don't even know whose, real fault that is, if that would be a YouTube problem or the person, who is striking it themselves. I don't really know that. YouTube's interesting. That is a whole different video game in itself. That's how it plays social media.
Dude, I spend too much time on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh,
not
same.
even looking at dumb stuff, just trying to be like, all right, what do I want to look at?
Yeah.
And it's all there.
Yeah.
That's what's wild about it.
Yeah.
But for them to crack down on some of mine too, because I have some music that's like I do my DJ mixes on there.
Yeah.
And all that is not mine.
Yeah.
But I put a disclaimer like this music is not mine. I'm not collecting any money. And I still get dinged like, we're going to hold any kind of money from you. I'm like, okay, well, I have a job, so I'm all right.
Yeah. No, it's going to be an interesting future. You're right. It has everything to do about the children. I just don't know how they're thinking right now. They got so much manipulation, but honestly, from what I've seen, that Generation Z, I feel like they're just a bunch of bullies in a good way, in a really good way, just laying down the law. Sometimes, bullies are kind of like make people feel lower, but they're kind of putting the truth out there. And that's why they're bullies. They're looked at as like, whoa, don't say that. But sometimes people need to hear it.
Dude, you kind of need bullies.
Yeah.
Like, I remember I had a bullier in junior high. I told my parents, I'm like, hey, man, I'm getting bullied by a dude.
Yeah.
Like, I'm getting picked on. I don't even think bully was even in a term at that point.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm getting picked on a lot. And you know what my parents did? Nothing.
Yeah.
They said, but this is part of life, bro.
Yeah, pushed you back out there. Oh. Yeah. No,
I mean, there's some kids who are flat out rude that need to get pumped for sure. But this kid wasn't like beating me up or like giving me wedgies. He was just like picking on me.
Yeah.
Like, hey, dude, I like your, your glasses, 4 eyes.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
it's just that law of projection. It's just, like I always say, they grow up and they're just like really throwing at you what they're feeling inside. That's how I got, as cliche as it is, it's pretty much the truth. And you just kind of look at it like that. Yeah. And that's how it's just kind of brush your shoulder off. And as you're getting bullied, just look at him like, yeah, that's a mirror.
Yeah. I got it even when I was older because my eyesight was really bad. And I rocked like, dude, thick glasses. It was if you know eyes, I was at a +6 almost.
Oh, that's bad.
So it was bad.
Yeah,
dude. Like,
that's
it was
thick.
Thick.
Yeah.
And sometimes I got tired of wearing my contacts because it's just so dry.
Yeah.
So I rock my glasses. I like wearing glasses.
Yeah.
Dude, and I was working in the medical field. I was a grown-ass adult. I was like 26, and the fools would pick on me so hard. I was like, forget it. I'm not wearing it.
Dude, well, I was just talking
Don't pick on me.
I was just talking to my cousin because she just got into St. Mark's as well. But she was just saying, that it's like a high school now or a college. People bully still, or it's just there's so many different groups in a hospital. Yeah. It's just like there's that table, there's this. It's interesting,
bro. I deal with it even in radiology.
yeah.
Everybody I work with, I have nothing but great things to say with.
Oh yeah,
but there's still that. Oh, you work in X-ray?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a CT tech.
Oh no, it's hilarious.
Oh, you're a CT tech? I'm an MRI tech.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's awesome.
It's like, who cares?
No, and at the end of the day, no one really does. It's just like, this is what I am.
I make more money than you. My job's harder. Okay, cool. My job's hard, but I don't have it. To me, radiology is like, how much stress do you want to deal with?
Yeah.
X-ray is a walk in the park.
Yeah.
It is. You could do it with one eye open.
Yeah.
CT, you need both eyes, and you need to be on point because you got way too much going on. MRI,
no, it's stressful.
And it's a different level of stress. MRI, super stressful. If you don't scan that patient right, and they got a little piece of metal you didn't catch, dude, game over, bro.
Yeah,
they're dead.
No, it's pretty bad. Yeah,
but it is weird. Even as you get older, it's still like,
oh yeah,
a lot of chatter.
And I don't think it'll ever end. We'll get older, maybe join a golf club, and then we'll have that golf.
Yeah. The older dudes are like, oh, look at these young kids wrecking our court.
It's hilarious. That's why I think it's just such a fun life out there. Just because there's so many groups of just the same high school.
Yeah, it's just high school on repeat over and over. You just get a little bit more clever in how you want to approach it.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's funny.
So you mentioned you saw Haruni. How's he doing? He's
good, man. We just did last episode, and same thing. I was talking to him about his school loans and things like that.
Yeah.
And I asked him, I was like, what do you think you're gonna end up at, hundreds of thousands in debt? But I feel like he is just gonna, no matter what, thrive.
Oh yeah.
He's such a nice,
happy-go-lucky
person.
Yeah, exactly. Ray of sunshine.
Dude, one of the few like rays of sunshine.
Yeah.
I can be. He can have. I don't know. I don't even want to say it because it's not. He can go to school for the rest of his life and still be like, it's all good, bro.
Oh yeah. I remember the first time the world collapsed and we got.
The world could be on fire, and he'd be like,
the hospital was having, the riot shuts down. It was yellow. We're going to COVID breakout, and he's just sitting there, and he's just like, dude, this is a movie. And I'm like, oh yeah, no, it is.
But he's good.
Yeah.
Did you ask me how am I doing? Is that what you asked me?
Yeah. No, seriously, how are you?
My mind escaped me lately. I'm good, man. I don't have any complaints.
Good.
I'm trying to find one, but really I don't.
Yeah.
I don't sleep well.
Yeah.
It's always an issue.
No, sleeping has never been a good thing for me. And that's why I need, something, honestly. I've always slept at 10, waking up at 4, just like an automatic alarm. It's weird.
Yeah. I try to go to bed at 10, and then I wake up around 5:30.
Yeah.
It's like... And most of the night I'm tossing and turning.
Yeah.
Like I just bought a brand new bed. I'm like, this will do it. I spend a lot of money too.
Yeah. Beds are expensive.
Dude. And they get you every time. They're like, well, you spend the majority of your life sleeping. It's like, I don't even sleep, bro. I lay on that thing.
Did you get it from Mattress Firm by chance? Just heard yep. Yeah. Have you heard that whole conspiracy?
No, dude. Don't
look into
tell
it.
me.
I'm not going to tell you it, but it's just a whole money laundering. I don't know if it's true or not, but when I look into that stuff, it's like there was in Arizona at least one on every corner. There'll be one right here, and then one street over, and then a street over. It's like, oh, there's something there. Something's going on. They're expensive. Oh yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's a conspiracy
for mattresses.
Mattress Firm.
Mattress Firm.
Like, yeah, I'll say it out right now.
What do you think the conspiracy is? Money
laundering. Like, put all of our money in this business because we're making too much. And so instead of giving it to the people, we'll put it in the business, and then we'll just say,
That's a government business?
Oh, no. Like it could be private. It's like if I was doing a business on the side.
Yeah, money.
Yeah.
Okay. Who do you think is making too much money that has to make a fake?
Someone. Because have you seen how many mattress firms there are and how expensive they are?
Dude, mattress firm. There's a lot here in Utah.
Yeah.
There's one.
Just
on
take
every
a look
corner.
at it next
it's like
time.
Starbucks. You think Starbucks is?
Oh yeah, they have a huge conspiracy as well.
I hate Starbucks, dude.
Yeah,
Their coffee
something's about
sucks,
it. I know,
bro.
but it's just too addicting. It's not good, but for some reason, I'm always there.
It's true.
I totally agree with you.
I don't even like it. And when I worked at the U, I'm like, why am I here all the time?
And then I take that sip, and I'm like, it's not that bad, but but then I'm like not finishing it.
Mm-hmm. So are you a big conspiracy theorist guy?
I'm not. I would be labeled one, definitely.
You into
but
it?
I wouldn't say I would be a conspiracy theorist because I like to, find the facts. When there's a little too many questions, then I'm like, I'm out of it. But when there's facts there and there's documents, I'm like, oh, there's something here.
Well, yeah, you already got dinged and kicked off of everything for finding legit documents.
Well, that's why I'm going back in, but as like trying to figure out the coding style. But that's going to take a bit.
Coding is a whole nother
language.
It's just ones and zeros, but you have to find the pattern of those ones and zeros, which is mind-boggling that some people can look at it and be like, all right.
Yeah.
Get past your firewall and delete everything.
Yep. Boop. Well, that's one of the reasons why I liked biochemistry so much in college was because it was finding the puzzles. You find all these... Chemistry was more of making the puzzle, but biochemistry was putting the puzzle together. Yeah. And that's what I kind of liked about it.
I had a Chem 101 when I took it, but they had a little bit of everything. It had organic, intro chem, biochem.
Yeah.
So we started from, just like you said, like how things are made, I guess.
Yeah.
What you're made of, and then how it
Yeah.
pieces together. And then organic chem is just a whole nother.
Yeah, that's just a whole nother. Yeah, yeah, I know exactly. It's like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's like, what? That's a what? Huh?
And the problem
you just have to believe it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the problem I'm having right now, honestly, is I love finding all these information out. I love to, apply it. But what can you do to make money out of it? Honestly, it's like I have this puzzle. I made the puzzle, but now what do I do with the puzzle?
Why don't you go work for the FBI?
Well, that's the next step.
Dude, I told Haruni, you should ditch being a doctor and go work for the FBI.
He could do it easily.
Dude.
Well, actually...
You too? They're hiring right now.
I was just about to tell you. No, I was just about to tell you. I actually came out here. I tried to apply for this whole thing, and I was going to come out here because for some reason, I'm not too sure why, but the FBI is really applying heavily out here. STEM projects, you got the hospital FBI agents, and I feel like you train with the FBI a little bit, and then they put you in these places. So the hospital, the mattress firms, the Starbuckses. And then what's the goal there? That's what I was getting a little scared about. So when I saw the FBI was, you can apply for these jobs, health specialist or health data analyst or all this stuff, you're going to be in the FBI training, but then you're going to be working for the U of A or the U of U. So you're going to be a double, agent, honestly. And is that a good thing?
I don't see why it would be totally bad.
Yeah, true.
I think that's only listen, I don't know much about government agency. I'm not going to sit here trying to say I do, but I think the FBI is ramping up like most of them because people are tired of getting screwed. And more and more, and I think you see it more and more, the manipulation of false advertisement, this and that, and your money's gone. And I think they have to do something before people really revolt. Yeah, and be like,
no, you probably hit it right on the spot. Honestly, I never really thought of that perspective, and I could totally see that. Especially, if the FBI, CIA, whatever organization you're looking into, they've lost so much credibility over these past 5 years. So, able to get it back, they're gonna be like, "But we helped you here, we helped you there," and maybe that's just even one subset of this whole larger. Because the NSA is right down the street, right?
Yeah, the NSA's here, the FBI.
Yeah.
I had no idea till I was on D. I like to browse.
Yeah,
I like to see what's out there. I was like, FBI. Clicked on it, and I was like, if only I had a bachelor's degree, I could get a job at the FBI.
See, that's the thing. Anyone can go in.
Yeah, anybody. Everybody thinks you have to be like semi-elite, smart. If you know what's going on a little bit,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you'll figure it out. It's just it's crazy. This whole year has opened my eyes to so much. Like, there's just so many different worlds on this one earth.
Yeah.
And I was so used to thinking this is how life works. This is how that is. Open-minded, letting everyone's, interpretations come in. But it was just like, oh, there's like worlds out there. And I think that brings so much light and like, whoa, let's go check it out.
Uh-huh.
I was like sneaking around like, what's out there?
Yeah. Dude, I think you should do it. I had a buddy, his dad worked for the FBI. You know what he did? He would set up sting operations for auto repair shops that were ripping people off.
Yeah.
Like saying, oh, this is bad, when really it was like maybe a spark plug.
Yeah.
So what they would do, they would go, okay, this car, they would go in, he was a mechanic too, they would go in, all right, we know this car is super clean, but we're going to say we have something wrong with the spark plug issue.
Yeah.
And we're going to put a dirty spark plug in there. And we're going to see what he comes up with.
Yeah.
If he just says, hey, we're going to change your spark plug, you're burning oil, let's change it, run it for 100 miles, bring it back, and we'll check it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they're legit. And they would nail people for the...
Oh, yeah.
Dude. And then he would go, FBI.
Yeah, no, yeah.
He had a badge, dude.
It is
Dude,
getting saucy. Oh, no.
They don't play.
No. It's getting saucy out there because, just like that little thought brought up so many things with data and all that. I was like, you give someone this information, then you give someone that information, and then you tell them it's secretive. But if, red is shown and blue is hidden, then that person who's saying red everywhere is the leaker. That they're the one that's saying it because you can give the same data, but there's just a little difference in there.
And I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get back to that trust.
Yeah. No, yeah. Yeah.
Good luck, though.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough.
Yeah.
Dude, the last year really, like you said, opened the eyes of like how the government is just not for you.
And it's scary because, at the end of the day, all people really want is to work, make money, have a good life, have a house. If you want, have kids, have a wife, live that life. But there's some force out there that's slowing it down. Yeah. And I think, slowing it down just makes people angry, frustrated, and at the wrong people. Your neighbor or your friend or your, family member. But it's like rightful emotions, but there's something bigger out there.
Yeah, and it's weird that we give these government agencies so much power to be like, all right, we're going to shut it all down, folks. It's like,
that's my job. And that's another problem too, is like, for me, I'm having a hard time, University of Utah, great organization, fantastic people, everything's great about it. I'm just having a hard time struggling getting back into work because it's like, I know the intricacies, there's some problems with it here or there, or even, private. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just like, if it's not mine, I have the thought, if it's not mine, it's not secure. And I feel like that's such a bad mindset to have at this moment. I got to have more trust in companies, especially like it's not the employees, it's the company. Employees, you should definitely trust in everything, which I do, but there's just something holding me back right now.
Dude, you're not alone.
Yeah.
Dude, I get off the freeway and I see McDonald's saying we're gonna give you a sign-on bonus. Yeah. $15, $19, $15 an hour.
Yep.
We need you to come back to work. You know what the people are saying? Nah.
I know, and that's some good money.
I'm good.
I know, and that's good money. And that it's just like,
for not having an education. And I don't mean that's not disrespectful to anybody, but for not saying, I don't really want to go to school right now or ever. Dude, $15 an hour, not bad.
Dude. Yeah, especially right now. Yeah.
And they're giving you $1,000 to hang out.
Yeah.
For 3 months. Yeah. And you get an extra grand.
Good people, everyone's doing their own thing. I honestly see McDonald's right now as a reputable. I do. I'm like, man, they're kind of doing a really good job with their reputation because they're for the employee. They're like, hey, we'll come pay you.
Because it was so bad for so long. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. That's a different concept too. Just like our companies are rebuilding, but I just don't know where this is leading. That's the thing.
You tell me when.
Right there. Whiskey. I love it in Utah. High West, I'm going to give a shout out to them, but that's my favorite.
You a big High West fan?
Oh, I do like
can't
it.
get into High West.
Oh, really?
There's only one I was into their double rye for a minute, and then I found better ryes.
Yeah. No, good.
You know, no offense to High West, but then there's this one called Midnight something. I think it's Midnight Dream or something.
Oh, okay.
That one I want to get because that one is still like their best one I had up there.
And honestly, I think High West might be my favorite one just because it kind of got me into whiskeys. So I was like, oh,
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, it kind of rolled the ball. So
yeah, but we're drinking Knob 12.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Have you tried Knob 18 yet?
No,
I haven't either. I've been trying to find it, but I hear it's good. I wasn't the biggest Knob fan. Then I had Knob 9.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Let me get the 12. I was like, oh, Knob 12 is pretty tasty.
Yeah.
So they're all right. They're all right brand. I like them.
But
Kentucky.
I did want to ask you a little bit about the podcast. So, we were talking a little bit about marketing, doing a little bit of, games here, giveaways. Yeah. Have you ever thought of doing anything like radio or, broadcasting out in that?
Bro,
not really market it. Yeah.
All the time. I wouldn't know how to. Well, first you need a broadcasting license. Mm-hmm. From what I understand is it's not the hardest thing to get, but it's money, time consuming. Yeah. And then you need to buy, dude.
Oh, is it just a process?
Dude,
and is that for like your own individual thing?
That's if you want to broadcast live on the radio waves.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm sure if I'm wrong, but somebody will tell me. But from what I understand is the broadcast system, it sucks. Mm-hmm. Like radio sucks nowadays. Like it's dead, but it's a government requirement because if they send out an emergency broadcast, everybody needs to have some sort of way to turn it on and hear it. Yeah. So it's not going anywhere. It just sucks. Yeah. Yeah. Because it's so regulated. You have to be very mindful of your language. Yeah. And, because there's kids listening and it gets to the point where we're like, dude, there's just
too much.
It's too much. It's too regulated.
And it can get risky because, you say something wrong and now you're getting fined or something,
and
dollars. Yeah, get the money involved now. Yeah. Even the setup, I was thinking, I bet that's expensive. Yeah. The reason I asked, down in Tucson, downtown, there was like this little radio hub. You could pay like $50 for an hour and you could just, sit in there, give whatever you talk about, whatever. I was thinking if they had anything here around that could...
I think there is one actually out here. I met a person very briefly that had their own little radio hub, but they're hard to find. Yeah. I go on there on Indeed all the time, like radio jobs, but it's all KSL. Yeah. I'm like, I don't want to read the news.
No, exactly.
Lie about the news, but lie to people.
That's a good system. Maybe if we can we can talk about it, but having like a radio line just for marketing, if it's cheap and alternative, just because we can get social media involved, Reddit, be like, hey, tune into this radio station here. You can get people.
Yeah, I thought about it. It's hard. I want to do like organically, like, oh, I did it on my, but
very true.
But at some point, like I have a friend back home he's like, why aren't you on TikTok? I'm like, bro, I am not 5 years old.
Yeah, no, and that stays with you. It's like, oh, he's a TikToker.
Yeah. Oh, he's a famous TikToker. I don't want to be known as a famous TikToker, dude. No one cares. That's just as popular as Snapchat. Yeah. How many people are like popular on Snapchat now? Yeah. It's gonna die out sooner or later. Yep. And it'll be some other new name. Yep. But he's like, bro, you get views. People, that's where they're at right now. I'm like, yeah, I'll pay you to monitor it for me and put up things for me because I'm not doing it.
That's what companies are doing.
I only have enough ambition to edit everything, add what I need to add, put it on YouTube, go back, edit the audio, put it on SoundCloud, put it on iTunes. I don't want another thing to do.
True. It's a full-time job at that point. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And I'm doing everything. I'm recording everything. I don't have a team.
Yeah. No. When I saw that, I was like, this is a great process. It's all right here. It's all set up. You have your list, Yeah. It's good. But any more than that, it's like, okay, now it's like part-time here, part-time there. Yeah. And this one, I love it, has fun, but it's like money. You know, that's the problem right now with a lot of people.
And it unfortunately weeds out a lot of people who aren't really ambitious about it.
True.
True. So it's good for me, but I feel bad because some people are really want to go into it like, I want to make this. It's hard.
Oh yeah,
it's hard.
Yeah.
If you don't have a job and support on the background, like, go for it. Trust me, I have so much support on the background. I am so fortunate. But everything in here I've accumulated over time. Yeah. This is my money.
That's when I walked in. I was like, dude, this is awesome. Because the first one, you know, from going from the first podcast we did together to this one, it's like, dude, this is
you were
awesome.
sitting on a trash can.
I know. No, but I was just like, you know, and then it was just, it's really cool to see. It's awesome to see improvements. And this is another thing I do want to talk about on the podcast is a way to find people who are doing things like this. You know, in the hospital, just when the university, when we were working together, I probably met 4 or 5 people that were doing things on the side, whether it be modeling, nutrition, whatever. It was like, this is my job. This is where I get money and this is where my career is, but this is what I like to do. Right. And how do you find those people that like to do it?
Dude, it's hard. I think about that all the time. Like, how come I can't find anybody to come on this show?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people in Utah are just, they're not those type of folks.
Yeah. They like to do it in their corner and it makes them happy.
Yeah.
But it's like, oh, we need to take that and we need to put it somewhere.
Yeah. And I'm involved on Instagram quite a bit because that's where a lot of people are.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, hey, do you mind coming on? Like, there's 2 people. There's my friend Tara, who I want to come on. Just a phenomenal individual, and she has a friend who's a single mom of 2 that went on here too to talk about, you know, what's it like being a single mom and this and that. She's like, you know, I'm not ready to really talk about it. It's like, damn.
But if she got that confidence, you know, because people need to know. You know,
people want to hear like authentic things, man.
Yeah.
You know, they don't want to hear Grandpa Trump anymore.
Yeah, no, exactly. They want to say, how are you?
Yeah.
Like, how was your day? It's like, oh, man, I'm struggling. I got a kid. I got this. I got that. It's like, you're a real person. Yeah. And other people are going to attach to that just as, you know, well.
Yeah, and that's what... Dude, you're right on the money. And that's what I try to tell them. I'm like, look, I'm not doing this for my benefit.
No, yeah.
This is always for the other person and for them to look back and be like, man, look how I was, and then look at where I'm at now.
True.
It's never for me, man.
Yeah.
I love to talk. I could talk about anything.
Oh, yeah.
But I like to hear what other people are going, what they can bring.
And even one step further, it's like I watched my first one, maybe a little slouchy, maybe a little bit this.
Yeah,
and this one, it's like more comfortable. Yeah, just because it's just, you know, it's a conversation. And I'm sure a lot of people will be thinking, oh, why was I so scared? I remember Crystal, when she came in, and she was so freaked out. She's like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. And then she's like, oh, I did it. And it was like, oh, yeah.
It's an accomplishment, too. Like, whoa, that really wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
People forget, like, I can talk about myself. I can hold a conversation. I have something of value to share with others that people can click with.
Yeah. And that's where it goes from the very beginning. It was like just trying to find people's identity back, or trying to bring people's identity back. Because once we do that, it's like, oh, then anything that tries to manipulate us or, you know, move us somewhere is just gone. It's just like you know, you laugh at it.
Yeah. Yeah, people have gotten lost in things. And I have too, man.
Same.
Dude,
Same
I'll go
here.
on Amazon. I'm like, oh, add to the cart. And then I'll save it for later. I'm like, I'm going to get that.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't need a paintball vest.
And
it's on there.
And I talk about it every day. I'm like, this is what people should do. This is what people do. But I do it every day. You know, I fall in that trap every single day. So I'm just projecting. I just say what I want. But
dude, because it's hard, man. Because it's at your fingertips. When it wasn't at our fingertips, I didn't worry about any of that stuff. I didn't know half the stuff existed out in the world. But at the same time, it's good because now I know a lot about a lot of things.
Yeah.
And all across the world. Like, man, I have it pretty good compared to a lot of people. Yeah. And I always thought I had it the worst.
No.
You know?
No.
And I shouldn't use that as like, haha, lucky me.
No, but it's not because sometimes people need self, you know, like glorifying, and that's not a bad thing at all. I think that's such a good thing. I think it's just it's honestly such a. I want everyone, because it's a hard thing to do. But at one point, I want everyone to look at themselves in the mirror and say, "I love you," and that's at the end of the day. If you can do that,
bro. I'm gonna try that today.
It's hard.
Like,
It's hard.
why?
Exactly. No, exactly.
That would be the last word I would say. Not I love you. Be like, why did you do that?
No,
to me?
exactly. And once you can get to that point of every day, you're saying it every day, and you're like, why? But then you're like, hey, you know what? Nice job today. Hey, this, and then you're like, you know what? I love you. Not in an egotistical way, just like
for sure. I know what
just
you
like
mean.
a nice job out there.
Hey, good job, man.
Yeah,
Good job.
yeah.
Bro, dude, you're speaking a lot of truth today. You're gonna make me cry.
No, it's because life is just so beautiful, and I'm gonna bring it up, but it's like, dude, I don't know what happened these past few months. Maybe you found yourself, you had your time in California or whatever, but I just see shining, just a
thanks,
glow.
man.
It's seriously.
You know what it was, man. So that whole time when I picked up and quit my job and left, dude, I left a really good career at the U.
Yeah.
I don't regret leaving though. I like where I'm at now. But all that was a manic episode.
Yeah.
And no one stopped me.
Yeah.
And I think in a stupid, dumb way, I had to quit my job, leave really people I love behind in Utah.
Yeah.
I moved back to my buddy's house. Still love him, and I thank him, to this day. And I moved into his spare room that he had built in his garage. No bigger than maybe this room.
Yeah.
And no bed, my car wasn't even there.
Yeah.
And I was laying in the bed that he put in there, and I was like, what have I done?
Yeah.
You
found that's what you broke the system. Honestly, you said,
Yeah.
I'm secure. I have everything I want. I've got a good income. I've got good friends, but I just feel like this isn't me. So
Yeah.
you broke the system. You said, all right, now where am I? And then you looked at yourself and you're like, oh, I'm in the middle of I'm in California. I'm in a garage. Like, where am I?
Dude,
And then you found yourself.
Dude, I was back home in California, living in the garage, in the desert. This fool lives in the hills in our hometown. I mean, tucked
Just
away.
flat.
Dirt roads to get home.
Yeah.
And I stepped outside. I'm like, what did I just do? And
Yeah.
so I had a job, and I went through the process. I did all my blood work, did the hire thing, went through orientation, because I was always told, like, give it a chance, do this, do that. Like, that's what being a grown up is all about.
Yeah.
Instead of thinking for yourself. That was the big outcome in all this. And I was sitting in orientation, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to take this job.
Yeah.
I'm going back to Utah, where I was in a weird kind of momentum. It wasn't the way I wanted it, but it was getting there.
Yeah.
So I sat on it too. I sat on it for 2 weeks. So my boss to be called me. He's like, hey man, I heard you got cleared like last week to work, but maybe I didn't get the email.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, you didn't get the email. I didn't say anything because I'm not going to work here.
Yeah.
Kind of find out this job was a dump.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I knew the hospital was a dump. I'm not denying that. But I didn't know it was in a mobile unit. So he's
okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, bro.
You are in the desert. I feel like
I was in the desert.
yeah.
So, kind of backtrack a little bit. I go in and do my blood work, all my pre-hire stuff, and I happen to see him in the hallway. I'm like, hey man, he's like, oh, let me show you around. I was like, all right, it's a bit of a dump, but you knew that walking in. Like, don't get you know. I was like, all right, where's the scan room? He's like, oh, follow me. So we're walking, and we go outside. I'm like, where are we going, dude? Is this in a building like detached from the hospital? He's like, oh no, we're in a mobile unit.
Mm-hmm. Then you just got dropped. All that info. Like, oh, okay.
Dude, my face went. I was like, mobile unit? He's like, yeah, I didn't tell you. I was like, no, you didn't tell me.
Yeah.
He's like, well, just go check it out. I was like, and as we were walking up, I was like, I'm not taking this job.
Yeah.
I walk in, dude, it's drop ceiling, like track lighting.
Dang.
Just a dump.
Yeah.
Scanner was a decent scanner,
Mm-hmm.
but I was like, dude, do I really want to finish out my life?
No, you were just learning. You're learning.
the hard way.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, man, thanks for showing me around. And I was like, nope. So I started, when I got home, I started applying for jobs.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm going, no way.
Yeah.
And luckily, Utah just has so much work.
Dude,
it's
so much work.
insane.
And honestly, you know, in the beginning, we did talk a little bit of crap, but you're right. We got to open our eyes to it. It is the people a little bit, but there's just so much opportunity.
There is.
Everyone wants to help you out here. Find your niche and you're back.
Yeah.
You know?
And the healthcare systems out here are insanely good.
Yeah.
Not perfect. No one's perfect.
Yeah.
But from what I've experienced so far, they want to get stuff resolved.
And honestly, and a big part of it, on my perspective, I don't know about how you're feeling about it, but the politics here, it's not right, left. It's just do.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, let's just figure something out.
Yeah.
You know?
Like, you have a job. Let's go do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
So that's another benefit.
We're not going to baby you. Go do your job.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
And
Dang, that is an experience.
bro, and so I did an interview in the little room in the garage.
Oh, you went through it.
Yeah.
If you got up to orientation, you went through it.
I went all the way through it.
Yeah.
And I got a job right before I started the other job.
Okay.
So my boss called me. He's like, hey,
Very nice.
When you started, I was like, hey, man, I don't think I could take this job. And he's like, what?
Yeah.
He's like, why didn't you tell me I had other Like, he had every right to be pissed.
Oh.
No, I'm not going to sit here and say, how dare he?
Yeah.
Because I sat on it because I thought it was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I knew this guy personally. He pulled some favors.
Yeah.
I owed it to him. But I just told him, you know what, man? Like, me personally, just not for me.
No, yeah.
I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm deeply sorry. He's like, you made me look like an idiot. You made me look stupid. I was like, if anybody looks stupid, I'm the big stupid one.
Yeah.
He's like, but I had other candidates, man. Like, I told everyone about you. I was like, I'm sorry you did that.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, you're a manager, and things like this happen all the time, bro.
Dude, yeah. All the time. No, all the time.
I'm sorry. Like, you can't sit here and make me feel super guilty when
he didn't even tell you.
you held information from me too.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't for me to get back at him because
No. There should be no animosity between. There should just be, you know, this is what happened. I'm looking for me. I kind of messed up what you were looking for you, but like you can figure it out, you know, just like I'm figuring it out.
Well, it didn't go that way.
Oh.
So I told him, and he was upset, rightfully so. I'm not mad at that. And then this fool went to dad mode and tried to lecture me. And he's like, you know what? Let me tell you something. I was like, okay, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
You're a new grad. You don't get to choose where you get to work.
Oh.
Okay, this is not.
This is a different.
Yeah.
This
I'm
is a
like,
different story.
Okay, what do you mean I don't get to choose? He's like, you need to take any opportunity who's going to give you a chance right off the bat. And he's like, you need to learn that you're not going to always get what you want. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So I hung up the phone. I was like, you know what? It's probably the best thing.
Yeah.
that
I've been
I
working
do.
under that.
Because now I see how it is.
Yeah.
You know? And my friend, who's like a sister to me, I call her my sister. She warned me about this individual.
Yeah.
She's like, just, you know, he's got an ego.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I didn't, you know, I've been to this dude's house. I met his kids, his wife. We worked together at a hospital previous before this. So we weren't strangers.
Yeah.
And this dude turned on me. I was like, whoa, bro. If anything, you should encourage, like, hey, I don't appreciate what you did.
Oh, yeah.
And you get to say that for sure.
And a little bit of lecture, but like a little bit of friendliness.
But he's like, you should have been like, I understand, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got to do what's best for you.
Yeah.
Not for everybody else. And that was the big lesson I learned.
No, yeah.
I was like, you know what? I finally did something for me.
Yeah.
I didn't back
Yeah,
down.
no, exactly.
Usually
And then I'm
I would have
thinking,
like took it up the butt and be like, all right, man, just have at it.
no, the whole story, I'm thinking, man, that is a story because, you know, you went through it yourself. You're like, all right, here we go. I'm going to figure it out. Let's go back in the system. And the system basically showed you how it would treat you. And you were like, you know what? I don't like that. So I'm going to put a little bit my input in it. And it's so cool that you had, you know, your friend there and then, you know, your sister, and they were like playing the angel and the devil and they're like this. And then you had you had to face the challenge. And that's really good. You know, the way you faced it and everything, that's awesome.
Dude, it took a lot of guts for me because usually I'm not like that. I'm very like, all right, man. Like, I don't want to rock the boat. I don't want to hurt people's, and I still don't want to hurt people's feelings. But
well, I bet that time just sitting back and being like, that was a little stressful too.
Dude, I was so stressed out. I don't think I even slept.
Yeah.
That whole 2 weeks I was out there, I think all I did was move stuff. I put stuff at my grandma's. I put stuff at my sister's. I put stuff at my friends. I was moving stuff around.
Yeah.
All these pieces. And I told my grandma, she's like, I don't know why you moved back here. I was like, why didn't you say anything?
yeah. Well, now at this point, your full family's going to be against you, but that's just another battle on itself.
But everybody was just trying to, like, understand, like, all right, let Russ do his thing. But, and I'm glad they did, because I think I had to go through all that drama and to be like, okay, don't do that again. Yeah. And I put people in place. It's like, if I start acting up like this and I start saying stuff like that, stop me. See, don't let me.
You're already like on an awakening. You're a completely different person than I'm. I swear, you're like on an awakening journey, and you're like, man, all these events are happening. You readjust it, you think about it, and you're just like, yeah, I'm not going to do that again. Not a lot of people think that way. Yeah. Not a lot. That's very rare. You'll find people will be like, I did that. That was a bad decision. Not again. Hard to find people like that.
I'm always been a great observer. Yeah. Especially even of people. Like, ooh, I shouldn't let that person. And even of myself, like, okay, why do I keep getting this outcome? Yeah. Right, well, what are you doing? Well, you're bipolar and you act up. And even my sister called me out on it, and I never really paid attention to it. I was like, whatever. You don't know what it. Yeah. And she's like, every time someone kind of corrects you or kind of is a little critical of you, you tend to just go way off. And you do abrupt things. And she's like, you really need to just stop being like that. Like, take a minute, and they're not jabbing at you personally. It's just what they're observing.
The environment.
Like you do. I was like, okay, fair enough. And it finally, everything clicked at that point. I was like, oh, that's what this all this was. Dude, this was what it is. This is a manic episode. This is what it is. And I told everybody, all right, look out for this if I start. And everybody's like, all right, we're on board, man. Like, we're not going to let you. And I have such good friends. Like, the few friends I have, they're very, like, really supportive, and they understand. Even when I didn't take that job, they're like, cool, man. Yeah. Cool. Good for you. Yeah. Like, go back, try it out. Yeah. Like, all right, cool. I'll go try it out.
No, I feel like a lot of people we think people are going to get judged. We're going to do this or that. People, at the end of the day, they really don't care. They just care if you're happy, or if you're all right. And if you're all right at the end of the day, then I'm all right. That's how I like to think about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, dude, what a wild ride.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was thinking. It was tough. It was tough, bro.
But, it's something that everyone, needs to go through.
I think so.
It's a little scary. There's too much comfort a lot of places. I heard this great, it's from a Joe Rogan. Don't really watch him a lot, but he's just like, the system puts out honeypots. It sounds good to go into retirement, or it sounds great to go get a job and everything, but it gets you stuck. And once you get stuck, it's hard to get out. Yeah. And if you went into the honeypot knowing, oh, I'm going to take a little bit here, a little bit there, find out who I am here, you're not going to get stuck. You're not going to be sinking to the bottom. You're going to be enjoying life, whatever it brings to you. And I think that's just what people are kind of waking up to, and it's really beautiful to see all around.
Yeah. That's true, man. I honeypot a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like you mentioned, I'm going to have a manic episode. You're going to have another one, but it just happens. It just happens. Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him. Dude, look at the screen. It's all dark now again.
Yeah. Yeah.
You look all blurry.
Well, at least I have my Mexican stash.
I got to get some lights, dude. It's time. It's the next thing. But yeah, I still talk to people who are in close friends at the U that come and visit. Actually, one. Yeah. But I talk to the other ones. Yeah. She's like, man, I feel like I should get my bachelor's and do this and do that. I'm like, do you really need it, though?
And who's telling you to do that?
Right.
Yeah.
I was like, a bachelor's is cool. It's a great accomplishment. Don't get me wrong. But a lot of jobs nowadays,
No, you're right.
you know?
Especially if the future goes the right way, you know, it's like you don't even need that. And the people that do have a bachelor's are going to look different because it's like, oh, well, you have a different way of learning.
Right.
That doesn't go with all the, you know, the normal people who really don't have one and who don't understand that way of thinking. You know, people with bachelors, a lot of the time I think, oh, I got the 4.0 or I got this piece of paper. I can tell you what to do. It's like, what?
Yeah, like, well, who are you, dude?
Yeah, yeah.
I got degrees that you don't have, and I don't tell you what to do.
Yeah,
You know? It doesn't make me less than.
No.
You know, you just spent more time in school.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
But I told her, I was like, you know, because she feels like, I don't feel like I'm doing enough. I'm not successful. I'm like, do you not know what job you have?
Yeah.
Do you not see where you work?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
go look at people starving in Africa and then ask yourself,
Or even at the other side, look at the people who are like living in a van.
Or poor people.
Yeah, or who's living in a van and they're the happiest person ever. And they're just out there and they're just meditating and they're just doing yoga and they're just like
digging through trash cans, enjoying life.
There's just so many different people out there. Yeah. And I think that, you know, again, we're going to bring it back, but it's like the system just wants to put you, make money for a company, stay there, and life will be good. Yeah. And I don't think that's how it works. Yeah,
dude, I battle at my job. I love my job, but I've told them, I'm like, hey, you know, the pay crease here, you guys, I'm worth a lot more here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
it's just so true.
There's, you know, you could pick up extra days. It doesn't benefit me to give up a whole nother day.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I could sit at home and be chill.
Yeah, yeah.
So it sucks. I don't want to be that employee where they're like, God damn, like we could really use his help right now. Yeah. It's like, don't get me wrong. I'll show up to when you schedule me because I'm an adult and that's what we're supposed to do. But you got to pay me what I'm worth.
Mm-hmm. And another big conflict too. It's like, you know, the people who just graduate, they're like money, money, money. They're pushing everyone. And all these other people are like, whoa, slow down. I got kids or I got this thing on the side. It's like, well, no, we got to make money. We got to help. It's like, whoa, you're a little too young to be talking like that.
Right. Well, we've also like fooled ourselves into talking like you got to work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if someone's working 60 hours, you got to work 90 hours a week if you want to get that thing or if you, and that makes you successful. It's like, what?
Yeah.
I did that. Check this out. I went to school full time and I worked every weekend for 2 years. I never got a break.
Yeah.
For 2 years, I worked my ass off.
Yeah.
That was the last
like 2 jobs.
Yeah, that was the last ending of my schooling, which was the hardest.
Yeah.
And I worked my ass off, and I'm still paying the price for it, dude. Mm-hmm. My body is so beat up.
No, yeah.
Dude, sometimes I could barely walk.
Yeah.
And I've gone to doctors and I was doing hormone therapy not too long ago thinking like, dude, maybe I'm lacking this or something.
Yeah.
And they were giving me a bunch of shit for like chicks. Like I was gaining like weird weight.
Yeah. One pick's bigger than the other.
Yeah, dude. Like I was starting to get some tits.
Like, something's not right here.
Something's not right here, guys. Am I supposed to get titties? My boy's supposed to do this?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I really thought something was wrong. And they're like, well, one of these estrogen is really high. I'm like, yeah, that's just one. So what?
Yeah, you did that.
So what? It one's high.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing like a pill and an injection. And I was like, dude, I feel like garbage. Yeah. Like everything hurts more than it did before. So I stopped it and I feel fine now. And like the weight it's gone away.
Yeah.
But I went to my doctor just today and I was like, hey, man, I've been battling this for 5 or plus years. What do you think, man? I've done everything to not come to you at this point. I do my vitamins. I take collagen. I do stretching. I do everything. Water. I'm like, I'm at the point where I'm kind of concerned.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, like, I go to the chiropractor and these dudes are like,
yeah.
Even people sitting behind me, they're like, damn.
Yeah.
So he finally told me, he gave me some like of a minor diagnosis, but it made sense. So there's people who have limbs that are like super stretchy.
Mm-hmm.
I forget the term.
Double joint?
Not even double joint, where they're just real limber.
Okay.
And he's like, you're the opposite of that. I was like, okay. It's not a legit diagnosis, but it's something that kind of makes sense.
Oh,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
whatever you did during your schooling when everything started acting up, you wore and tore your body of everything. And your body is taking a really long time to heal,
regenerate,
to get back to where it was.
Yeah.
He's like, think about, and my grandma even says, like, think about this. You spent 10 years in school, right?
Yeah.
It may be 10 years or maybe double that before you start to feel normal. I was like, fair enough. I was like, well, what do we do until then? He's like, keep doing what you're doing because I did a gang of blood work. He's like, everything's great. I'm not going to keep digging with your blood work. Yeah. But instead of just yoga, hot yoga. Yeah. Sauna, keep doing the sauna. He didn't mention ice baths, but I know ice baths are
Dude,
coming
another
into
one
play.
that's a huge thing that I've really been trying to look into because I think it's just such a big healthcare field that's really been hidden from us. And it's as weird as it is, or as, spiritual, because it gets a little spiritual in there, but it's like just frequencies, 528 healing frequency, listen to that, have that going while you're just sitting outside, have someone maybe next to you just really like focus on you. And it's just all that energy is helping regenerate the body as just a mentality thing. Subconsciously your mind's going, all right, there's good energy around here. Yeah. It's okay to heal. Your body's in a relaxed state. Even when you're just laying in bed, sometimes things can be, affecting you. But if you just sit outside with someone next to you that you feel comfortable with, and then just sit there, and then for some reason, I just feel like your body just regenerates. It's a weird concept, but I think it's the way of the future. I just think that there's something to it. This whole thing in the Bible where it's like we're blessing people. I think on another thing where you take it out of spirituality and you look at more metaphysically and physically, it's like you're putting so much energy into helping someone that they're really thinking that they're being helped, and they are. In a weird state, physically, mentally, light, it all just helps regen, just slowly. And it's, like you said, it's going to take some time for you to really feel it, but that's the next way of medicine in my future. Yeah.
I agree, man. I got into, cause I was going to do like, injections, I think, PRP injections, not TRT.
I was like, yeah.
TRT. TRT, dude, like, it's sketchy.
Oh, really? My dad wanted to do it, and I was like, you should do it.
If you're older, I'm talking like 65. Yep. Have at it. Mm-hmm. Anybody up to that point, stay away. Okay. Because once you start TRT, you can't stop.
Oh, didn't know that.
Yeah, you can stop, but then you have to start taking like things to counteract, to turn on your natural, like.
Yeah, it is manipulation.
Yeah, because anything you put in, there's a consequence. Yeah. Not a negative one, but, like if you're taking synthetic, it shuts off your natural, and now you're just on synthetic. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But once you start, it's a slippery slope. It works for some people. Some people love it. But I was doing I wanted to do PRP, like plasma rich.
Okay, yeah, I've heard about that. Was that with your own or with someone else's?
Yeah, so they pull a tube of your blood, spin it down, and pull out the plasma or the serum, whatever you want to call it. And then they inject it into wherever you're having issues. I still think it's great. I want to do it. Yeah. But I got into I started seeing like shockwave therapy. Mm-hmm.
Light therapy.
Similar. Therapy. So I bought a little shockwave machine. It's up in my room. Yeah. But I wanted to go to a dude who had like a chiropractor who had a legit one, just to see like, all right, how do you use it? It was more like homework. All right, how do you use it?
No, that's awesome.
Long? Yeah. I didn't buy the greatest one, but I bought one that similarly does the same thing. I was like, okay. So, dude, he did because I have bad on my left ankle and foot forever, man. Like it. Yeah. He's like, all right, here we go. And you can, it's just like a little hammer, like a little jackhammer. It's pop, 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 pop. So when you get to like where all the cartridge is real tight inflammation, you can hear it like double hit, like pop, pop. Yeah. So my whole foot was pop, 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 pop. Yeah. And he got on my sesame bone. It's your big toe bone. Yeah. Where your little fat pad is. Yep. He's like, all right, here we go. I was like, hit it. And it was just pop, 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 pop. I was like,
I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. Oh, I bet that felt good.
Dude, he hit my ankle, and I was like, oh, man, Thank you. So I bought one and I do it
Good.
every Tuesday. You don't want to do it every day.
Yeah.
Because
Now you're starting ripping things.
right, and what it does is it creates a wave and it creates pain to where it's in those pain receptors for healing.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a real natural way
Oh,
without injections or medicine
Yep.
and things like that. So you can heal on your own.
yeah.
So far, I'm on my 5th one and slowly
That's awesome.
it's coming
Yeah.
back, dude.
Yep.
It doesn't
And
give
natural.
out as much as it used to. It still gives.
Mm-hmm.
But I can go up and down the stairs now.
Yeah.
I couldn't go up and down stairs, dude. I would have
Yeah.
to stop and be like, take
Yeah.
a breather and like, okay, wait for a minute.
Yeah.
All right, okay, go.
Yeah.
Dude, it was bad.
No, and there's another thing I wanted to shout out was NCAP technology. I actually just applied for them, but it's like this pad that you put on. It's a metal pad. It tries to get your body to a frequency like we've been talking to a natural state of recovery. So you just put it on whatever pad it does, and it's just like a microburst like that, but from a satellite. So if you're supposed to be at a certain frequency and it lacks off that, it pulses back up to there. So it sends those electrical pulses where it should be, like similar to that, but it's a constant flow of what it's supposed to be. So that's it's
interesting.
crazy breakthrough technology that I think is going to be huge. Honestly, imagine just another skin layer that's showing you where you're hurting and where the pain is happening.
Suit. Do they have a suit?
Well, hopefully in the
like,
future. No, exactly. Yeah, we're all going to be atoms.
My whole body hurts all the time, dude.
Yeah.
But the doctor reassured me, like, because I have the strength in there.
Mm-hmm.
I can't, and I told him, I can't get over this hump.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my body just keeps like,
Yeah. It's like that act potential. You're going up there and
Yeah.
just like,
sometimes I'll get like, yeah, dude, I feel good. And all of a sudden I was starting to run again. I was like, yes. And then my feet gave out. I was like, bro, I couldn't even walk.
yeah.
And my body's like, not
It's
yet.
just time.
Not
It's
yet.
just time.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he had to keep telling me, like, you have to be patient.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to send you to some physical therapy. I think it'll help you to give you some moves and some stretches. And I was like, cool, that works. But I just want to make sure I don't have some funky thing.
Yeah, true.
But I keep going. I go to the chiropractor, even though people think it's bogus.
Oh, I think the chiropractor is just the top notch. I think your spine alignment is everything.
Yeah. But
Everything.
dude, you should hear the cracking that goes on. Because the doctor's right. He's like, you know that stretching where people are loose? You're the opposite. These dudes are just...
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Good. It's going to take some time, but once you get to where it's like, oh, you're not popping here anymore. You're not popping there anymore. It's like, ooh, it's all getting limber.
Yeah.
It's all getting aligned.
Yeah. I get scared, bro. I'm only 30, going on 35, and I'm like, I should not feel like I can't walk.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And it all starts with your feet.
Mm-hmm.
My feet are the
100%.
worst.
Yeah.
Because I kept like readjusting for my feet, and then my back's always like, ugh, and it's like, well, your back's fine.
Yep.
It's and I know it's just once I get my feet like,
Yeah, no.
everything else will be like, do-do-do-do.
That's what kind of fixed me was the Kundalini. I don't know if you've heard of that.
What's a Kundalini? Where do I get one?
Oh no,
How
just
much?
just look into it, and it shows you the 7 centers of your body, and it just
Is
cracks.
that the
you.
chakra?
Yep, the same
Okay.
thing. Yep, the exact same thing. That's what I got into. Hopefully, I unlocked all 7. I'm not sure at all, but I feel great.
What
I just feel
happens when
so
you
good.
lock on all 7? You get a Tesla at the end?
Yeah, at the end you get an electric car, and then you get a windmill.
Dude, and $5,000.
yeah, and you're in.
You're in, dude.
No, but honestly, it's just like a new awakening. It kind of it teaches you spirituality at the same time as physical. It's like in order for my chest to feel better, I got to crack it physically, but I also have to go through something, an experience of a heart thing as well as physically in order to get over the hump. That's what it kind of is.
Interesting.
Yeah. So how you're mentioning there's the hump, It's like, I remember having humps, but then I like cracked somewhere, I had an experience, and then I'm past it. It's a weird concept, but check it out. Check it out.
I'll check it out, dude.
Yeah.
So it's like you into psychedelics, dude?
No.
Have you
but
tried them?
No, but it's interesting though, because
I feel like you would really get far with that.
I told myself I would if I was when I'm 55. When I'm 55, I want to do DMT just because I've heard about it.
Why 55? You afraid of it?
No, not afraid. It's more of just like I want to learn and then have a conversation with it instead of have it lecture me. You know how people go into it and it's like, I'm just going to let it take over me, you know, and I don't disagree with that at all. Like, I think that's such a great way to do it, you know, especially if you want to have an awakening. I feel like I've had my awakening soberly. So it's like, I want to now have a conversation with it. I was like,
Dude, I've never heard anybody say that.
Yeah. And I've never really thought of it that way. I was just, I've thought of it always, like my friends have always done it, you know, I've always been around it, but I'm like, for some reason, I just got to wait a little bit longer because I'm sure I'd love it. You know, I'm sure I'd have a great experience, but like at this point, I don't think I would be able to talk to it. You know, I'd have it talk to me, which isn't a bad thing, but I feel like I would want to be at that level.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's a very interesting way to look at it. Yeah. I've never heard anybody say that.
Yeah.
It's usually like, all right, let me see what it tells me.
Yeah. You know, exactly. You know? Yeah. And that's what I hear a lot. And I don't think that's a bad thing at all because all my friends that done it or all the experience I've heard of, amazing. They come out of it a new person, so enlightening. So like, I'm ready to do it. Their egos are like shut down. And I feel like and you know, saying this even, I feel like I shouldn't say it, but I don't feel like I've had an ego that long. So it's like,
you don't come off as a dude with like a super ego. Like,
yeah.
Look at me.
Yeah.
Ever since I first met you, I'm like, this dude seems like
I'm just here to
a nice
do it.
fella.
Yeah. You know, exactly. I'm just here to do it. You know, just here to have fun, but I'm also here to search, you know, have a good time. Yeah.
I feel like if you ever go down the psychedelic road, that whole chakra thing really you would see like, oh,
dude,
I locked all 7.
Yeah.
Cha-ching.
Well, I've had like the craziest, I'll say out here, the craziest experiences sober, you know, from like seeing white lights, from like having presences around me, from waking up and like, you know, having those, what is it? Or sleep paralysis, like all those experiences where I'm like, okay, there's definitely something. I don't need like a thing to tell me there's something. I know there is.
Bro, have you tried float chambers?
Oh, no, I've always wanted to find one. And I think there's like a neighbor close to me that has one that rents them out. I'm like, might check it out.
Let me know when you want to go. I float 19.
Yeah. Dude, easily we'll do it.
Okay, we'll go together.
Yeah.
Dude, I have had, because I bought it's on Groupon right now. Mm-hmm. They got a little thing. If you check it out,
definitely. Send me the referral code.
Yeah. Man, talk about having crazy sober experience. Dude, float chambers is where it's at, man.
I've heard about that too.
Deprivation chambers, whatever you want to call it. Dude, I did it when I lived back in California. I found this place down at Oceanside, and they had the original ones where it was a box. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it was huge. Like it went all the way up to the ceiling, like 8 feet, and it was pretty wide. But it's only like 3 feet of water.
Yeah,
and you shut that door, dude, and it is black.
Yeah.
Pitch black.
Yep.
There's not a little like speck of light.
Yep.
And you just lay there and you float, dude.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
Like you're in space.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what space feels like.
Yeah.
And dude, I saw like after a while, like it's like an hour and a half. You want to go at least an hour and a half. Mm-hmm. An hour, you can kind of get into it, but an hour and a half, you're like, all right. You start to get into it.
Yeah.
Like when you hit that hour and that last 30 minutes it's like I saw like a blue rim.
Yep.
I looked up and I saw people hunching over looking in at me.
Whoa.
I was like,
that's an experience.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What is that?
Yeah.
And then I saw like all this like Native American stuff.
Ooh.
Like, what is all that about?
Yeah.
Because they had like the feathers.
Yeah.
And like I was like, interesting. And then I would see just colors, dude.
Your guides.
Just do. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, yeah. I just think there's so much out there that it's just ready to be explored.
Sober, bro.
Yeah. No, exactly.
Sober.
Well, exactly. And that's why when I'm reading the Bible now, I'm like, oh, that definitely happened. Like he just saw the whole world. And I'm like, oh yeah, he saw it.
Yeah.
He saw it.
And so I was with this girl I was seeing at the time. We went together. I didn't tell her about any of my experiences. She's like, hey, I want to go downtown to this place, get some food. And then there's a Native American shop I like to go shop at. I was like, what? A Native American shop? I just saw a bunch of Native American stuff. Like, how do you know
the
all
synchronicity.
This?
There it happens, and it comes on into your life. you asked it in, and it said, "I'm coming in."
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's a little native blood in us, but not like crazy. Like,
So I was wondering, do you have any like
I'm
Native
not like,
American?
I'm Native American.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 3%, dude, like
Yeah.
as much as my pinky now.
Hey, still that 3% is looking at you like, "Hey, you doing all right?"
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, why? How did you know to go here? And I
Mhm.
told her my experience. She's like, she just shook her head like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't believe in like a lot of like hippie, like,
Mm-hmm.
but that moment I was like, dude, there's probably something to this,
Oh,
like
there's something.
something to this float thing.
Yeah. So
You
once
know?
the craziest thing I heard just this week, and I don't know, this is my new thing that I'm looking into or going towards. It's we have synchronicities in our lives. The people who are finding it are kind of getting closer to finding themselves. So if you find yourself, you're going to find yourself. Whether it's numerology, so 33222, all that stuff, or synchronicities like you see the visions of Indians, then you go to a Indian, have an experience there. If you keep going that path and you keep finding yourself, you can control that synchronicity. So then if you go into the chamber and you see like an alien, then you're going to have an alien experience in the next like 2 or 3 hours. And the older you get, it's like the Yoda. And then Yoda will know what you want. So you can, have your kids or your wife or your girlfriend or whoever you want to influence. You can be like, oh, you should go here, but I'm not going to tell you what to do. But I know that if you went here, it'd be a good path. So you kind of know. You become that force. You become that Yoda.
Whoa.
And that's the goal. That's the goal of life, to become that Yoda.
Dude, it's a trip.
Yeah, it's all a trip.
Dude, you haven't tried it yet, huh?
Mm-mm.
I'll let you know when I go.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Because it's time.
No, I had friends that did ayahuasca, and they had huge egos. I'm talking like bros. I'm talking like I'm a freaking
like,
bro. Well, it's just like I'm gonna frat. I do this, I do that, and I drink.
Chicks, beers.
I go to school, but I'm not here for the grades. Stuff like that. Taking an ayahuasca trip, and they're like, I'm the best person ever, and it's like you can see it. They just influence so many people now, and it's just like, whoa. I remember him being such an a-hole, and now look at him. It's weird. It's such a crazy thought.
That's on my one-day list.
Oh, if you do it ever, you should go to Sedona.
Sedona.
Mm-hmm. Sedona is a whirlwind of consciousness, and they do it. I think you can pay.
Because my sister wants to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready. I know I could do it.
Yeah.
Because I know I could do it.
Yeah.
And dude. Because I've been researching ayahuasca for everyone. Dude, at least I heard it at least 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
And I just kept going. I'm like, dude, these people who have had these found careers left it all.
Yeah.
Because they knew it was all bullshit.
And they still make make money.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that because like money's not the goal, but it's like they're found
still
money and now they're
successful.
happy.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like both. They got both now.
Like you said, it's that ego, like I have to be this way so everyone sees me when really no one cares.
Yeah.
So that way I am successful.
Mm-hmm.
And it knocks all that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it just says, I'm going to be successful doing what I want to do. And
Yeah.
everyone has their own path. It's the hero's journey. Everyone's their own hero, no matter what direction it is. Yeah.
Bro, it's a trip. It's funny that you talk about the hero's journey. My younger brother I've been talking to lately. I think I mentioned it to him. He's homeless, heroin addict, just in and out of jail, just a rough go lately. And he sent me a message lately. I just had a friend that passed that took his life, and then I get this sudden message from my brother who's on the streets right now. He's like, "Do you believe in God?" He's like, "Bro, I'm fucked up." Like, he's like, "Do you?" And that's all he kept asking me. He's like, "Do you believe in God?" And I was like, "How do I answer this question, dude?
It's hard.
How, especially somebody who's not in a good state of mind.
Yeah.
Like, what do you say?" So I was like, "Kev, God is whatever you want it to be." I was like, if you want to call it the universe. For me, I do not believe in organized religion. It's done more damage than it has done any good.
Especially right now.
Especially now. It's a biggest master manipulator I've ever studied. But the idea of God is not a bad thing. But and I told him, I was like, it's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
For me, it's about being a good person. It's about, I don't know what happens in the next life. And even those people who are super, super religious and say, oh, yeah, this is, they don't know.
No.
They
just want to
know.
be saved.
Right.
Yeah.
They just don't want to go to this idea of whatever hell is.
Exactly.
If that's even real.
Exactly.
You know?
It's like we put so much pressure on hell. It's like maybe hell wants to be happy too.
Yeah.
Why don't they want to be smiling?
What is hell?
Exactly. Yep.
You been there? And then there's that book of I Was in Hell for 30 Seconds by some Christian author, which is complete
who made money.
garbage. Right. Who made tons of money on writing nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just pursued. I'm like, you know what, Kevin? It's whatever you want to be, and for all I know, it's you're God.
No, yeah, dude. That's the hardest thing to get to people is that you have to love yourself or your enemy, because at the end of the day, you are God. You are God's creation. You are what your reality is. You know, everyone has their own relationship with religion.
Right.
You know, Jesus might be my brother, but it might be someone's dad, or it might be someone's, cousin or whatever.
Or his enemy.
Exactly. And it's whatever you make it out to be. And I feel like you said it exactly. You know, these people, these Christians, especially today, or Mormons, or whatever you want to put it as, Hindu, whatever religion it is, they want to put this idea into your mind, and that's what it is. And if you don't believe that, then you're not that. And it's like, no, that's not what any of the books teach. And there's such a misconception about that. And it's sad because it's like, you're teaching it the wrong way, but you're acting like it's the right way.
Right.
And if you're acting holier than thou. And even though a hardcore Christian who doesn't sin, only lives by the book, that person in my mind would be a harder person, to let into heaven than someone who's trying to find it. Than someone who's like, I mess up a lot, but what is it? That the person like, what is it? And asking questions is way better than one saying, this is what it is. This is what it is.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's very true, man.
Yeah.
So I told him, it's not verbatim, but it was around those kind of words, and I was like, no one is asking you to live the way you're living. No one is telling you, hey Kev, I need you to do some drugs today. I need you to do some heroin.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I was like, you can beat this, dude. A lot of people have been in your position, have come out on top. You can do it, but it has to be you. As cliche as bullshit as annoying as that is, because I hate cliches.
That's it.
But bro, I can't stop you from doing drugs. That's you.
Yeah.
If you want to be religious, if you think religion and the idea of God and the Bible would work for you, go all in. Mm-hmm. By all means, go all in. No one is going to make fun of you, dude.
And no one's going to tell you if you're right or wrong.
Right.
You should be like, yeah, I'm right, no, I'm wrong.
Yeah. If anything, that's maybe the best thing for you.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's the best thing to say. That's a hard conversation, too.
I didn't know how.
No, yeah, that's really hard. No, I was thinking that's a really good answer. No, that is.
Because trust me, man, at one point I hated the religion. I hated God. I hated anybody who believed in it. And I would find any reason to make fun of you and belittle you. But as I got older, I was like, you know what? It works for some people. Mm-hmm. Some people, it brings them a lot of peace. Yep. And who am I to interrupt that peace?
Some people it brings a lot of pain too. I think you were just, at that point, it was just more projection. It was like, I've seen the pain it puts people through. That's why I'm kind of shunning it out. And that's not your fault at all. That's not anyone's fault. Yeah. No one, gave you the conclusion that you came to besides yourself. Right. And if that's what you got to do to get out of it, then that's what it is. And it came to a realization like, hey, you know what? It helps others, doesn't help others. But who am I to judge?
Yeah. Yeah, some people are really against it. Some people despise people who believe in it.
Whole family is Mormon.
Dude,
I'm the only Jack one out of like a whole. Jack Mormons.
Yeah.
Right here.
I've never even heard that term till I moved here. I was like, what's a Jack Mormon?
Oh, yeah. I think those are the coolest people. The Jack Mormons are the coolest. And I'm not even putting that on me. I'm just coming from a background where you're just so put in a box and then you got to get out of that box. There's some crazy experiences, just growing up through seminary and then seeing, all
seminary sucks.
It was hilarious. I just saw all my friends just like, I got to get out of here. And then they just took off. It's an experience.
Yeah. I could never. I've always had my questions with religion
Yeah.
itself.
Oh, structured.
Structured religion, and here's why. Because I bring it up because my friend who recently passed away, who took his life, had a pretty horrible. How do I say this? Let me reword this. He had something going on where you kind of understood why.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, who's in charge here? Like him or the issue that he's having? And it wasn't this traditional, like he was depressed or it was completely something else. Out of respect, I'm not going to say what it was. But, you know, he got to a point where he was like, you know what, I've had enough. You know, I've done all I could. I think I've done all I could in life. And who am I to say that he was wrong? Don't get me wrong. It hurts that he's gone.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like, what?
Yeah.
Like, no.
And I'm sure another part is like, what could have I said? What could I? That's the hardest to deal with on yourself.
Dude, the funeral service, I've never seen a place so packed. Yeah. There's people out in the lobby just trying to get a peek of... This place was packed, bro, like a concert.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, he had so many people he could have asked.
Yeah.
And what hurt the most is like he felt like there's just no one that would understand.
And the craziest thought about that too is people that probably showed up to the funeral didn't even know the guy, but are going through the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, that are just like, dang, this is it.
Yeah.
You know, and you know, at the little positive, but I bet he influenced a lot of people.
He did.
And as sad as that, you know, whole experience was, it was like a, man, you know, I'm worth, you know, something.
And I think we shouldn't like harp on like, oh, well, he took his life, he's going to hell. I'm like, you know, that's an old ass idea.
That's such a
too good of a
judgmental
person. Yeah. This person was way too good to be like, well, you know, in this old book that I'm like, well, come on, man. Yeah. What if your mom did that? You can say that about your mom?
Yeah.
No. You don't know. You have no idea what was going through their mind. And I think the terminology and how we look at all this, like suicidal tendencies and taking your life, needs to be changed.
Yeah. No, 100%. I think, you know, mental health in itself, I think we really do need to put that out there as like, you know, it's hard to say, but it's like, especially, it really is hard to say that I'm here for you because the person doesn't really hear that, at least from my perspective, you know? So it's just, it's just something that's just, everyone's got their own battle, you know? And I honestly don't know how to dive into that because it's just, I can't tell anyone this is how you do it, you know? Yeah. So...
It's tough, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I cannot believe this.
Yeah.
Man.
No, that's hard.
It's hard. I talked with his mom at the gathering after the service. And I don't think anybody really knows why he did it. But as her and I were talking, I was like, I can kind of piece together why. And I kind of knew I had an idea of why he did it, but I don't hold it against him. No. You know, it's a bummer. I'm like, dude, why, motherfucker? Like,
yeah. and you know what? I like to think at the end of the day that they come out and they're like, all right, what happened? You know, after the afterlife, whatever it is, but it's like, all right, they're in a happy mood analyzing it. They're not sad like, oh, I wish I was back. I wish I was because there's no, you know, doubt in the afterlife. It's like, all right, this is all real. I'm here. And it's like, you know, patting people on the back like, hey, thanks for being there for me. You know, all these happy things after. Because there's no, the only person that can dwell or weep, in my opinion, let's bring back to, but it's like God or the universe. Those are the only people that can, because it's like we can't change anything. You know, we can't change the circumstances. We can be sad, but it's like we wish they were here. That's why we're sad, not because we you know anything different.
Not because we're mad at them.
Yeah,
but we just, man, it got bigger, man. As I sat there, I got bigger and bigger with like the picture of like life. It's like, dude, like human connection is crazy important.
Crazy.
Like, man, we need as much as like you need to be independent and you need, it's like,
whoa.
Like, you ever been alone?
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, that's
you know that apartment I lived in, that studio?
yeah.
That was jail.
No, it was,
Dude.
it looked like jail. You didn't have windows. You had one window at the end of the hall, and I was like, when we walked in, I was like, oh, this is jail. Especially your room, because it would look towards just another window.
No sun.
Yeah.
No
A
sun.
Courtyard.
When they shut the little gym down in the apartment, I was like, all right, I have to work out in my apartment. So I was, I went on YouTube and looked at like jailhouse workouts. And that's exactly what I did, dude. Because I had no bigger than a cell.
No, you had a cell.
I'm had a cell.
Your bed, your bathroom, your kitchen, and then you were just there.
And I was there.
You were there.
And I was like, this is bad, bro. This isn't, I get why people in jail go insane.
Yeah.
Because I only had a taste of, I could at least go outside.
Yeah.
Dude.
No, not there.
We need people. We need each other.
Oh, yeah.
You look at the animal kingdom, man, like everybody needs everybody.
And that's why I honestly, this is a weird thing I do, but like probably twice or 3 times a week, I'll just go on a little 10, 15-minute walk. And anyone I'll see, I'll just try to, not like, weirdly just be like, have a conversation with them. But if anyone
what are you doing later?
Yeah, no, exactly. But like the other day I went on a hike and there was just someone sitting there just, kind of just in thought. And we just kind of made eyes and we just sat down and talked for 10, 15 minutes. Didn't know each other, didn't even exchange names, but just talked about what the day was. And I feel like because we never had that in so long, it was just like, whoa, this is what talking to a human's like, especially no one we know. If we could just, that's why I loved, honestly, my job in the hospital so much. You spent 20 to 25 minutes with a patient that you will probably never see again, and they just lay their life down. They just say, this is what's going down. We're in a pandemic, so I'm here alone. This is what's happening in my life. And it was like, all right, let me know. And that was the coolest experiences I got in the hospital. Just like, just listening.
Yeah, I still have those experiences, man. Yeah. Even though it's short.
Yeah.
I'll share one with you. I just had, so I'm a cleft lip and palate kid. And I have met my first cleft kid and palate a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
She was 13, 14-ish. Yeah. So I was looking up at her chart because I had to do my little paperwork. I was like, oh, cleft lip.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm all right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go talk to this kid. I get in there, sweetest kid in the world. Oh my God. Mm-hmm. But hers was unique because her cleft affected other things in her body.
Okay. Genetically.
Yeah. Where it did mine, where it affected my hearing and my vision. Mm-hmm. Hers affected some other things that I'm not allowed to really say. Yeah. So I get this kid, get her in the wheelchair, and I'm wheeling her in there. I finally get her on the scanner table. But when I first get in there, I'm like, so you have cleft lip and palate? She's like, she kind of did like a look like, oh.
Yeah,
Like,
I didn't want anyone to know.
Yeah.
Do you see it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I pulled my mask down. I was like, I got one too.
Yeah.
Check it out. She's like, oh, okay, cool. And so
it took her out of like,
we got her to the scan, got her down. I'm like, and before I scanned her, I was like, well, how many surgeries have you had? She's like, I've had a lot, and it's very painful, and it hurts. And dude, I was holding back tears.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
My eyes were
That's the hardest thing. It's the kids, dude. It's just like,
I was like, you know what, hon? I was not too long ago exactly where you were with everything. She had braces too. Like the whole
going through
thing.
It. And in school, like this is just the hospital. Like what's going outside of that?
Yeah. And I know what she's going through outside. Mm-hmm. I was like, look at me. I was like, look what everything I got done. I was like, trust me, it's worth it. Like, you will not regret all the surgeries and pain, because sooner or later you're going to meet somebody who is just like you.
Oh, yeah.
And being able to express like how I am to you. She's like, okay.
No, that's an angel. That's
cool.
Literally angel. Because that little moment, I bet you don't even know what's happening outside. Now she's thinking about that. If she ever got bullied or anything, maybe that one little moment could be so much more than what you think about it.
Well, because I got bullied a lot because of that. Yeah. Dude, I look like a mutant. I look like a freak. I was different from day one, bro. Different from day one, and I've always looked at the world very differently, man.
Oh yeah.
And so I scanned her. I was like, this scan. She's like, I'm so tired of scans. I was like, trust me. Trust me. Same here.
Yeah.
I hate it too. But
Yep.
ironically, now I work in the healthcare.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe you will one day too.
Yeah.
And she's
Honestly.
like, okay. So I scanned her. I took her back. Got her back in her room. I was like, nice meeting you. And she's such a sweet kid, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, just the biggest heart.
Yeah.
And I went back into my workstation, finished up. I told my coworker, I'm going outside. I got to make a phone call. Call my grandma. Grandma just cried.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
this was good. Oh my God.
Dude. So
she's like, well, how do you feel?
that is such a good.
I was like, it was like looking at me.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's what it must have looked like. And now I get to see it 35 years later. Like, that's what it would look like.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. I was like, fuck.
No, that's honestly that's what life's about right there. You just summed it up. Yeah.
It really is, because I mean, whatever you're going through, who's ever listening or watching, like, you go through all this battles and trying to, like, why am I living? What's it for? What? And it could be 20 years from now, 30 years from now, but you'll meet that one person where it's like, I'm supposed to say something.
Yeah, and it's so crazy. Your life changes. It blows up.
Dude,
Yeah.
I was...
That's so cool.
It was a gift, man, because I was in a little rut. I was like, what the fuck am I doing?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
ugh.
Yeah.
Yep. And then I met that little kid, and it put me right back in my place.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, dude, you're exactly where you have to be right now.
Yep.
It's a trip.
No, yeah.
So, you ever had an experience like that?
Hi,
Were you able to, like, really connect with somebody? Like,
Oh, yeah. I have them a lot, but it's more of just me, having connections. I think it's interesting because, like, I have a lot of stories similar to that, but mine, relationships really come from, like, having that, like, relationship or just having, I don't know, it's weird for me. I feel like mine come from more, I pick and choose my relationships. We'll always have an experience like that, but having, like, something that's really connected. It's interesting. Yeah.
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, man, it's been great talking with you, man.
I know. It's been a fantastic talk, and I'm going to come back soon.
Dude,
Yeah, this is
if you want to
good.
do another one next time?
Honestly, I
let me know.
probably will. This is such a good time just talking, just honestly a little bit of therapy for both of us, and it's just saying
for
what's on your mind.
For sure, man. And thank you for coming. I know
thank
we
you.
spent weeks trying to get this hooked up, but
Yeah.
thanks for sticking in there.
Oh,
I
of
know
course.
I can get kind of annoying.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. I honestly have just been, since like the whole social media thing, I've kind of backed myself off of technology, so I'm barely on it now. That's the problem with me. So I'll get a little bit better on. So I'll put it on me.
You're good. You're good. I just appreciate you coming on
Yeah.
your time, man.
No, thank
It's been
you.
great.
Thank you.
All right, brothers and sisters and everybody alike, and however you want to.
Hopefully they
identify
caught the
for
words.
Did you say yours?
Oh, okay. So I said it a little differently. I would sneak it in there a couple times.
Well, I didn't say mine. I didn't bridge anything together,
Okay.
but I did say mine.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Well,
So I don't know if you caught that. But
hopefully the
I
mountains
said
are
it.
flat today, but we'll see.
All right, folks. If you can figure out the words, leave a comment, and I'll send you some stuff. Leave me a way to get a hold of you. If you're the first person to leave a comment, of course I will send you some stuff. But again, leave me a way to get a hold of you so I can get your address and send you off some goodies. Until then, thank you for listening. Enjoy the show. And take care of each other.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Cash, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Peace.